Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. When I was a kid, there was a transcendent talent that proceeded to capture the hearts and minds of all Americans across this great nation, right? All sports fans. And you know what his name was? He was a young kid. Last name was Woods. First name was Tiger. Now, Sunday yielded the rise of the GOAT, the return of the champion. Tiger Woods put together a masterful performance in this year's PGA Championship. Now, he came in second. Brooks Koepka actually won the PGA Championship, finished 16 under. Tiger, he was the story, finished 14 under, and just all the things that have led up to this moment. We've talked about Tiger over the past few months, countless times about when will Tiger be the same? When will he be back? When will he return to form? Well, I think it's safe to say that Tiger Woods is on his dynamic rise. The roar after a birdie he hit on Sunday from the crowd, it gave me an eerie sense of deja vu because, I've seen this before. When did I see this? Well, we saw it when Tiger Woods was winning all his majors back in the day, right? Back in the day referring to pre-2009. Why is it important to golf that Tiger Woods continue this rise and becomes and returns to the form that once was Tiger Woods that we all came to know and love? Well, I will say that it's because it's a galvanizing factor when Tiger wins. Golf is a sport that traditionally folks who or minorities do not particularly play or choose to participate in golf. Tiger Woods, being from two different races, Asian, African American, is someone who people can look at and say, I identify with him. It doesn't matter what he looks like because he's that good. Tiger Woods makes individuals say, we want to see this man play golf because he's great. Not because of the way he looks. He's somebody that people rally around because Tiger Woods is playing a sport that traditionally people with money, rich folks play. And for him to do what he's done in the sport of golf, it really allows people to have a person to root for that maybe doesn't look like them, which I think is a galvanizing factor in this day and age, especially considering what we're going through politically right now, America. Now, another reason is 2009, at this point in Tiger's career, defines who he is now. Tiger has an opportunity to change the narrative and switch it, flip it, and make it into something that comes out in sort of a redemption type story. I look forward to seeing Tiger Woods' life story because all of these chapters are going to be resonant about who he is as a golfer and a person, a dad, how he's transformed over the past few years into this individual who's had to fall from grace and then return to the heights of his athletic prowess. Tiger Woods is someone who people want to see win because when a star is great and we see that star dim, it's sad for people, especially people who have looked up to these individuals as superhuman beings, people who are not just mere mortals. So Tiger Woods, if he can do this and come all the way from a golf club through the back of his windshield in 2009 and all the transgressions that led to his divorce from his ex-wife, then I think that will make his lore and legend that much more significant, that much more magnificent. Another reason this is important to golf is because the Ryder Cup is soon, and Jim Furyk has a tough decision to make. Now, he came out and made comments saying that, he looks good, and, he's competing well, and of course, we know that Tiger's a story, this and that, and he won't even acknowledge the fact that they should add Tiger Woods to the Ryder Cup team. Jim Furyk, stop being that guy. Don't be a hater and just go ahead and come out and say, if Tiger Woods is playing like that, we want him on the Ryder Cup team. And we're just going to sit back and continue to evaluate. But if he's playing like that, we want him and he'll be on the team. Be that man and come out and make that stern comment, that remark that nobody can doubt, that nobody can vehemently say, hey, I don't know, is he going to put him on the team or not? Jim Furyk, Tiger Woods belongs on that Ryder Cup team. So let's make it happen. But glad to see Tiger Woods finally winning a game. Glad to see the iconic fist pump. Glad to see that. So Tiger Woods, continue to do what you're doing. And will we see him win multiple majors, one after the other, like he did back in the day? We may see that very soon. NBA-wise, Carmelo Anthony, the four-time Olympian, right? Never won an NBA championship. Signs a one-year, $2.4 million contract with the Houston Rockets. Bitch or nah? Bitch or nah? bench or not. Carmelo Anthony has to accept his role, whatever it is, whether it's the bench or not. If he's a starter, then I'm sure he can maybe ingratiate himself into that offense and find a way to make a difference without being a ball stopper, because you have dribblers already who are kind of ball stoppers, but they're ballers. You got the MVP, reigning MVP, James Harden, and then Chris Paul's the point guard. So Melo's got to find a way to channel that hoodie Melo and actually make a difference on this Houston Rockets roster, because frankly, to me, this is Melo's last hurrah. Try something different, Carmelo Anthony. You don't have to be a star on this team because there's already stars there, and they're in their prime. Well, maybe not Chris Paul, but he's playing a lot better than you are, Melo. So find a way to mesh with this team, and you've been matched with a contender. You want it to be a winner. You don't have to have the weight all on your shoulders like you did in New York, like you did in Denver. So find a way to mesh and find some team cohesion, because right now they don't need you to come in and score 40. Just come in and play some defense, because everybody's talked about over the years how bad your defense is. Why not prove people wrong? You want big money? You got your 27 mil from OKC and opted out of that. Excuse me, from you got your 27 mil. So take this 2 mil and turn it into something. Turn water into wine, Melo. We shall see what he does in Houston, folks. I don't know, but I do know that Melo will definitely have an attitude if he's coming off the bench. Zoe knows that. NFL, Aaron Rodgers clarified his comments on his piss-poor statement that he made last week about the effort from his young receivers in practice. And the vibe I get is that people were offended by these comments because it came out yesterday and had to defend them and said, listen, it's not personal. I'm not shooting shots at you, but it's just business. Drake says business is strictly financial. So he says, I hope people are not that soft, that they can't take criticism that way. That leads me to believe people came up to him and said, yo, Aaron, what's up with that? Why would you say that? This and that. Folks, I will say, I am a Green Bay Packers fan. Aaron Rodgers is 34 years old. He ain't getting no younger. He might as well do it. Meaning say how he feels, because as far as the Super Bowl goes, he has a window that is very small. He's only going to play about, another 5-6 years maybe. Tom Brady wants to play to 45. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that type of guy who would play that long. So I'd say another 5-6 years maybe. So he feels a sense of urgency at this time in his football career. And I don't blame him, because he is Aaron Rodgers. He's won a Super Bowl. And people acknowledge him as to being the greatest quarterback they've ever seen in their life. Stephen A. Smith said that. Now, somebody who can't call folks out, Ryan Tannehill. You have misplaced your sanity, sir, because at no point have you ever been a superstar in the National Football League. Ryan Tannehill called out Dolphins rookie running back Kalen Ballage, who came out of Arizona State, was a great player there for Todd Graham, multi-purpose back, a catch out of the backfield, run between the tackles. Now, he was kicked out of the huddle because I guess he missed a block that caused a sack on the play, and Ryan Tannehill began to berate him, and after the fact, went over to him and continued to talk to him on the sideline. They said he was receptive to it, Kalen Ballage. But Ryan Tannehill, come on, man. What have you won? You ain't even played last year, all right? You've been a middle-grade quarterback since you've been in the National Football League. Frankly, you must be a really nice guy, because I don't know why the Miami Dolphins haven't moved on from you. Not to say that you're not a good quarterback, but you ain't Aaron Rodgers to be running your chops like that. So don't berate me when you haven't won a thing. I'll take it from a champion, but from a guy who hasn't really, who's so-so, I don't think he has the authority and the jurisdiction to even make comments like that. Now, college football, let's talk about college football. There's a terrible, terrible tragedy that happened in the DMV. Trouble in the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area right now. The University of Maryland placed head football coach DJ Durkin on administrative leave, along with most of his support staff. Now, this comes on the heels of the death of offensive lineman Jordan McNair, who passed away on June 13 after being hospitalized in May due to for a heat stroke. The body temperature of Jordan McNair was 106 degrees Fahrenheit after 110 sprints. Now, I've run 110 sprints when I played college football, and they ain't easy. They are not. But for this young man to be treated like a piece of cattle and to be hurted, and you can see that he's hurting. He's still a human being. I understand he's a football player, but you can see when somebody's struggling. And there's a fine line between being a tough coach and a maniac. And it seems like that DJ Durkin or his strength coach or whoever was out there did not walk the line the correct way. They walked over into Maniacville. Family lawyer Billy Murphy says a lawsuit is imminent, which it should be. Now, let this be a lesson for all college coaches. Jordan McNair, that's a tragedy. Young kid died at 19 years old from working out with a football team. Now, I understand that you're supposed to be a tough coach and teach a young man to be resilient, persevering. I say football's one of the greatest sports in the world because it pushes individual to that max and makes them pull more out of themselves than they thought they could, physically, emotionally, mentally. It tests you at all the highest levels. However, you have to be a coach that understands when his players had enough. You have to be, because tragedies like this can happen. It is a tough, tough sport. There's a lot of research that goes on about CTE and concussions, and we talk about these strength coaches getting extreme more frequently than not. So when will these coaches and support staff learn that you have to still treat these individuals like human beings first? I talk all the week about college football players and college basketball players and college athletes in general being paid, but this isn't about being paid. This is about caring about your players, caring about them, wanting to see them succeed, grow into grown men, raise them from young men to grown men. You get these kids at 18 years old, they leave your school when they're 21, 22. You want them to learn how to be fathers, how to be great employees and bosses. You want them to learn how to be productive individuals in society, not individuals who torture people. So this is just unfortunate, and I'd love to hear more about what happened with this Maryland football culture, because evidently it's toxic. And for someone to pass away due to a football workout when they're running 110s and they're huffing and puffing, clearly struggling, and they go to the hospital and register at 106 degrees Fahrenheit temperature, body temp, why was he not checked out by trainers if they could see that he was struggling like this? And he's a big man. He's an offensive lineman. So my sympathies go out to Jordan McNair's family, and definitely look forward to seeing some college football this year. But I wanted to acknowledge this tragedy for sure and call out all you coaches and say, watch out for your players, care for your players, love your players. Be like Tom Herman. If you got to kiss him on the cheek to let him know, kiss him. If you got to just give them a hug, give them a high-five handshake, do that. Let them know that this struggle is because we have a goal. And I want you to be better than you were when you first arrived on campus. So that being said, thank you for watching the Zone Sports Show. We'll have more to rap about next week. College football is closer and closer. Can't wait to see it. And, we'll always talk about a number of things. So thank you for watching the Zone Sports Show, where Zone